You're reading on here. The first event that gave rise to one of the two data I mentioned, which became the vivifying sources for nourishing and perfecting my deceased grandmother's injunction. For nourishing and perfecting my deceased grandmother's injunction, which is, in life never do as others do, occurred just at the age when I changed from a chubby mite into what is called a young rascal, and had already begun, as is sometimes said, to be a candidate for a young man of pleasing appearance and dubious content. What does that word mean to you, dubious?
Questionable.
Questionable. Well, he's giving somewhat a description here. Not only each and every one of us, but there seems to
Not
be
the best kind of content.
Yeah, there seems to be a connection here with what Gurdjieff wrote in pages 19 through 25, the prologue to the third series, what he said about the Son of God, and by way of pride, as the reminding factor, and the devil, which really is a description of each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. This is how we arise, and doing all the willful things that we do. And there are those of us who awaken and then struggle with our willfulness. Live a way of life of struggle, work, pay for sins, pay for sins. And this event occurred under the following circumstances, which were perhaps even specially combined by fate. One day, with a number of young rascals like myself, I was setting snares for pigeons on the roof of a neighbor's house, when suddenly one of the boys who was standing over me and watching me closely said, I think the horsehair noose ought to be set so that the pigeon's big toe never gets caught in it, because, as our zoology teacher recently explained to us, it is just in that toe that the pigeon's reserve strength is concentrated. And of course, if this big toe gets caught in the noose, the pigeon might easily break it. Another boy, leaning over just opposite me, from whose mouth, by the way, whenever he spoke, saliva splashed blah, blah, abundantly blah, blah, in all directions. Snapped at this remark of the first boy and delivered himself with a copious shower of spit and saliva. Blah, blah, blah. The following words: "Shut your trap, you hopeless mongrel offshoot of the Hottentots. What an abortion you are, just like your teacher." Even if it's true that the pigeon's greatest physical force is concentrated in its big toe, then all the more reason for a scene that just that toe gets caught in the noose. Only then can there be any importance for our aim, that is, catching these unfortunate pigeon creatures in a certain particularity proper to all possessors of that soft and slippery something, the brain, which consists in this, that when, thanks to the action of other influences on which its insignificant power of manifestation depends, there arises what is called a change of presence. All of this sounds so sophisticated. Periodically necessary according to law. The slight confusion that should proceed for the intensification of other manifestations of the general functioning immediately enables the center of gravity of the whole organism, in which this slippery something, the brain, plays a very small part, to shift temporarily from its usual place to another place. And this often leads to unexpected results in the general functioning, ridiculous to the point of absurdity, just like his explanation here. And he discharged the last words with such a shower of saliva that it was as if, Gurdjieff is describing it, as if my face, had been exposed to one of those atomizers, not of ersatz ersatz. You know that word, is that how you pronounce it? Not of ersatz production, invented by the Germans to spray material with aniline dyes. This was more than I could endure, and without changing my squatting position, I flung myself at him head first, hitting him full force in the pit of the stomach, which instantly laid him out flat, and, as is said, lose consciousness.